Alright, welcome back everybody to Danganronpa. We are in the final stretch here, and we are on the final chapter. So, let's get to it. Our sweet Cookie Makoto just went down the garbage chute, so he's not smelling so great. But Kyoko came to his rescue. Kind of hard to forgive her after she literally threw us under the bus. Luckily, we are the ultimate lucky student. Therefore, luck is on our side. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. A nice keyhole, isn't it? Really big. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? You know, that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool you got from the headmaster's room?
Yeah.
Of course I do. It's absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
So yeah.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Why didn't he say it out loud? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
So
let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, I mean, that keyhole looks like it could fit like an entire key. It opened!
Yeah.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We're finally free of the garbage pit. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Still stuck in a school. Because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Oh. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Ne.
Hey, Garth Brooks. Don't lose your footing. If you slip... yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Right? Exactly. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? Remember. How long?
それは
Ever since I can remember. Wait. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Then is your family famous?
違うわ。
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
そう。
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Eh.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
そうね。
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. So that explains it. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
でも、
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh?
私は
In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true kitty-kitty detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far as to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
え
Reconnect. I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years. You'd have so much to talk about.
違うわ。
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
だけど、
There's something I want to say to him, though. What?
私は
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
それは
I want to sever all ties with him. Oh. Sever? Last time I saw him, I was still very young. I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next to the head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
だけど
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
そう
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional.
私は
I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? That's not true.
だけど
But there is one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
それは
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
でも
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day.
私は
His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
そう
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, you just cut him out like that.
違うわ。
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
ね
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, said nothing. Just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after, I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
え
On the other side of the door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
そうよ。
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. Wait, if you unlocked it earlier, why didn't you come in through this way instead of dropping through the garbage chute? That seems like a less painful way to go. And dirty. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. See, why is his thing blue now? I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. You never would have been in there without her either. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
ね
You're worried? Of course.
じゃあ
Then let's get a concrete answer. Huh?
つまり
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. But wait, that's...
でも
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over it getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
だって
Because the mastermind is the one who's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before, but what does it mean?
それは
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makoto's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
そう
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. We don't really have a choice, do we?
ええ
Monokuma should be in the gym.
行きましょうか
Let's go. Oops. Alright. Earth Books, if you haven't seen this game, I don't recommend starting now because this is the final chapter. That's one of my favorites. Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What is he doing here? It's exactly how I thought he'd react. Is it gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
何
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko!
そう
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
でも
But before you do, just let me say one thing.
もし
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? Lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
だって
Well, you set up this latest class trials yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
つまり
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? What are you talking about?
でも
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. 'Cause you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
そう
And in response to that unexpected development,
そうよ
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Oh.
だけど
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being that could come in to our aid even after you'd killed it.
そうなんです
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makoto, you did.
いいわね
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Yeah!
And you can prove this, right?
そう
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What's this? A comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence.
別にい
I
いじゃ
don't
ない
have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
そうよ
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. Yes, what he thought. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
だって
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
でも
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
え
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
えね
Thank you. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
えそうよ
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume you killed her because what we said is exactly right.
いいわね
Despair can never kill hope.
ね
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn a despair fair and square,
そうするべき
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what's this advice of yours?
そうね
to do Makoto's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial. It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Sorry, I don't know. Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makoto's killer, the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? Probably just execute me without another word. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very? Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little bit. Time for bear jokes. Now what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will hope win out, or will my despair claim you? Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. He really went with the bear puns in that one. Then we still have a shot. Come on. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. He really went for the bears. That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. Then that'll be enough to qualify you as victory. Are koalas bears? I couldn't. Alright, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makoto's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win. But if you can't, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair are you gonna show me? He didn't say despair. As excited as you are, I'm sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
No.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held. I remember that for sure. So what?
No.
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro was no exception to that. Mukuro's trial's no exception? Then it's part of the regulations. I know, it's unbearable. Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but it's okay. Enough puns. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
No.
Are you telling the truth? Well, why'd he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Hey, I'm going. I just... You're really gonna let me go? Don't question it. Oh, I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair! Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo.
ね
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay.
Boo boo boo
Boo
boo
boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo boo. Why do I always laugh? I always laugh after I do that laugh. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I always end up laughing after I do that laugh for myself. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed! Yay! I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. What are you talking? Once again, she threw you under the bus. She needs like $1,000 bills worth of
だけど
debt. More than that. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Not true. But still, I'm glad it worked. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
それは
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
だって
It's all because that one moment that the mastermind let the guard down, like I said. So when was that?
それは
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
ね
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over airwaves seems so unbelievable.
そうよ
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
だけど
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
つまり
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. Reason?
それは
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
どうやら
The mastermind must have been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
つまり
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that to the world. But why?
そう
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
ね
The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
そうよ
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink it to despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
そうね
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
苗木くん。
I know how angry it must make you, and yet... The same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
つまり
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game but a one-sided slaughter. But they did ignore their rules in the last trial, so
少なくとも
at least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
そうよ。
That is precisely the... No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
そう。
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all the proper rules to get me killed.
そうね。
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
ええ。
To prove that the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
つまり
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
だけど
Well, it's only thanks to you that we've got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
違うわ。
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I caught it right. This time, at least, I won. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? I don't know. Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right, Eric.
だけど
Anyways, we can't just relax. All we've done is to earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
そう
Or everything we've gone through have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
ね
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Yeah, you don't need Hina, Toko, or, just get Byakuya.
え。でも
Is that really possible? Huh?
とにかく
Anyways, right now we have to go find the others.
行きましょうか。
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Pretty sure there is. And suddenly we were greeted with... Fuzzlebuff. You again. Wait, hold on. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61. What the heck? Wonder what that was all about. Couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
苗木だよね。
みんな、
やっぱり苗木だ。どの角度から見ても苗木だよ。
あら、生きてたのね。
まったくゴキブリ並みのしぶとさだな。
念のために聞いとくけど、幽霊じゃねえよな。
Oh, shut up, Hiro. Everyone was there. All my friends who'd struggled together and survived, and also just voted for you. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
なんだ
Wait, what's that smell?
なんだこりゃ。
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo, shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up. I don't want to talk to you, Hiro.
おう。
Makoto! What's it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
だべ。
Did you get to talk to her? Who?
うん。
Miss Cleo! No, I didn't talk. I mean, I did go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Hey, my best friend! I still can't believe you survived. Me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? Unlucky. Saved my life.
そうだ
Not too many people can say they've had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Oh, stop being that way. Just tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel, Byakuya! So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured out since the trial was over, we'd access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around with garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Oh, super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason.
苗木くん
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. No one really seems particularly happy. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
なんだ
Explain? Explain what?
うん。
Yeah, but it's okay, you're here. What if the masked man catches you?
そうね
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need you to tell you about the last class trial. Last class trial?
つまり
We're going to redo Makoto's trial. What? Seriously?
どうだっての。
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? Dude, shut up. No, I didn't. Like I keep telling you.
違うわ
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
なるほどな
What's she saying? It was all the work of the mastermind.
え
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makoto?
そうよ
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
だけど
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
なんだと
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? make it sound like it was easy. I just,
でも
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
そう
Very observant of you.
当然
I
だ
recall you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now's the masterminds instead, that's what you were referring to.
ひでえぞ
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. Yeah, you are. Shut up. Go stand in the corner. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
それってさ
It's about who killed Makoto, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. There's more to that than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
でも
But we've been looking around this whole time and we still don't know anything, right?
とにかく
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Shut up, Hiro. You said you could agree to those terms without taking to the rest of us. I'm fine with things that are. I'm fine living with a master forever. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
とにかく
Anyways, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
面白
words,
い
one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
でも
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Makoto and the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
私は
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Hi. I mean, working together with everyone seems the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
ええ
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game are those 16 students.
なるほどな
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
つまり
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Makoto, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Makoto, but there's no way he could have disguised a scene like that.
つまりだ
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. Then the mastermind is one of us. The mastermind would have to be one of them?
そうだ
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind's one of us? Shut up, go in the corner. You can't be serious! Wait, we can't say that's for sure just yet. Monokuma might have said that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. I mean, there's an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? Did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret?
でも
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. Plus the class trials.
そうじゃねえのか
And maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they had him loaded up with dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Maybe. Well, maybe, but still.
Eh, 校内放送です。お前ら、すでにご承知かと思いますが、これから、この殺し合い学園生活は、真の怪盗編へと突入します。そこで公平を期すために、学園内の部屋のロックは、すべて解除しちゃいます。好きに調べてちょうだいな。思う存分、謎を解いてちょうだいな。うっぷぷ。では、学級裁判でお会いしましょう。やはははは。あははは。
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
まあいい
The
だろ
time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning.
戸上の名にか
At
け
this
て
point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
じゃあな
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him.
おい
Do
お
you
い
blame him? Without Master of you, the rest of you are like coffee with cream or without the cream or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. You gonna go off by yourself too, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. Great, the useless too.
だべ
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come?
どうだって
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Whatever. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same.
でも
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
だって
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. At least you admit it. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say.
でも、
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
よーし。
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Alright, see you later. She gets distracted by donuts. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining room. And once again, it's just us two.
ええ。
Indeed. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
だけど、
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're doing our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
それは、
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. That's right.
じゃあ、
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
そう。
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go to before.
苗木くん、
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have any time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's why I have to prove. I'll prove the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Alright, and we're gonna end that episode here, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitch, go give me a follow on YouTube. Au revoir!
Danganronpa.